Oh, here it is. This is what you've been waiting for.
Bro, you don't press Alt Enter like in the story?
It didn't work. I tried doing it. It didn't work.
Worked for me. That's kind of weird.
I always like pushing Alt Enter. Ever since I learned about that shit, I did it all the time. All right, let's move our camera. Our camera and stuff up here. 'Cause I think we're gonna need that bottom spot. Okay, let's go. Is the audio okay? Is the audio good? The audio's good. New game.
The Empire of Japan. After opening its doors, a push for cultural transformation brought great waves of Western influence to this far eastern island nation. The revolution washed over the land, making life in the capital exciting and unsettling. It was a period of great change, and some was swept away by the tide.
Oh!
But for one man, the turbulence of that era was just the beginning of an extraordinary story.
Capital D colon. Episode 1. The Adventure of the Great Departure. 22nd November, 8:43 a.m. Supreme Court of Adjudicature, Defendants, Antechamber 5. I still can't believe it. I still can't believe this is happening. How can it be that just beyond the doors to this quiet little chamber is the highest court in Japan, waiting to decide my fate? What? Oh, no, nothing. Save your glares, murderer. Sorry. My name is Ryunosuke Naruhodo. I am a second-year student at the Imperial Yume University. 3 days ago, I somehow found myself in the middle of a horrifying incident. And now, here I am, awaiting my trial. That's enough. He's not obliged to listen to such abuse, officer. And who are you? I'm this man's lawyer. I'll be defending him today. Lawyer? Yes, and until the judge has given his verdict on the case, no one has the right to treat him as a criminal. So you will hold your tongue. Technicalities. Look at you. You haven't even graduated yet. And yet, I still seem to know better than you how a court officer should behave. Right, Ryunosuke? Oh, yes, of course. Sorry. What are you apologizing to me for? Oh, I suppose that wasn't my fault. But really, Kazuma, I never meant to drag you into this. I'm sorry. There you go again, apologizing. Just like always. Though I must say, you've been all over the newspapers these past few days. Yume University professor murdered in cold blood by student. But obviously, you didn't actually do it, did you? Of course not. You have to believe me. I didn't do it. I could never murder someone. Then there's nothing to worry about. Straighten yourself up. Hold your head high. You mean? I believe you. I know you're innocent, Ryunosuke. Kazuma Asogi, my best friend. Also in his second year at Yume University. But he's far more clever than I. A star student, in fact. He's even a qualified lawyer. Impressive, considering he's still an undergraduate. It's not that impressive. The very concept of lawyers is only a few years old. Here in Japan, anyway. My qualifications don't mean much, yet. You said exactly the same thing 3 days ago. But I'm proud to have a friend like you, Kazuma. Truly. 3 days ago. Yes, that's when all this started. Congratulations, Kazuma. It looks like you're going to get to study abroad at last. I know, I've been forever dreaming of this day. Finally, those government elites have acknowledged my academic achievements and successes in court. So you'll be representing Japan as you immerse yourself in the most sophisticated legal system in the world? I'm really happy for you, and proud as your friend. There's not a soul in the university who doesn't know Kazuma's name. He's a living legend. It's like there's some mysterious aura billowing around his temple. Huh. I fucking wonder. Guy has the fucking Ryu headband. I want to bring about change in our legal system. That's why I have to cross the ocean to see the real thing with my own eyes. The heart of the British Empire. I wish I could see it too. Then come with me. We have a wild time tearing up the streets of Her Majesty's City of London together. If only it were that simple. Oh dear, look at the time. I better be going. Alright, I'll see you later. I think I'll stay and enjoy this place a while longer. Good idea. After all, it's not every day you get to visit a high-class Western restaurant like this. See you in English class tomorrow then, partner. He's gonna die. I bet you, after this case, he's gonna die just like how, Maya Fey died. Or Mia, whatever, I forgot her name. It's gonna be just like that. History repeats itself. Mia Fey death. The classic, dude. It was straight after that that's when it happened. Asogi, may I have a word? Professor, I didn't know you were coming. Well, this case has a personal significance to me. But never mind that for now. Asogi, you should go immediately to the judge's chambers. To His Excellency's chambers? Why? He was looking for you before. You advocating for the defense in this trial was a sudden decision. It seems there may be some confusion about procedures today as a result. Who is this man? I feel as though I've seen him at university before. I see. I'll go at once then. I shall accompany you. Alright then, Ryunosuke. I'll see you in the courtroom. Yes, thanks, Kazuma. This is awkward. If I may. Yes, sorry. You must be the defendant. Ryunosuke Naruhodo, I believe. Yes, that's right. My name is Eugene Mikotoba. I am a professor of forensic science, or forensic medicine at Yume University. Let me turn the volume a bit down. It's a little bit too loud. Alright. As I recall, he's been pushing to get the government to agree to Kazuma studying abroad. Asogi has told me about you. You and he are best friends, I understand. As such, I feel you should know. Know what? Well, as you no doubt heard, Asogi has been granted permission to go and study in Great Britain. However, if he should fail to defend you in today's trial, I'm afraid that permission will be revoked and never granted again. Nani? Ah, as I suspected, you were unaware of this. I had a feeling Asogi may have chosen not to tell you. He's agreed to defend me, knowing that if he fails, his dreams will be shattered? But I don't understand. Why would the government do such a thing? The administration has to choose from a large number of applicants for overseas study. It's very difficult to persuade them to grant permission, even in the most favorable of circumstances. I don't believe it. But I didn't do it, I swear! I'm not a murderer! I'm sure that's true. Nevertheless, I can assure you that proving your innocence will be no easy task. You see, there are certain peculiarities about today's trial. Nani? What do you mean? You'll soon understand, once proceedings get underway. But, then what should I do? Well, naturally, I'm not going to suggest doing anything that could lead to a conviction. Right, so as soon as the trial starts, the judge will pose a certain question to the defense. When that happens, you must answer before anyone else. You must say, I do. I do? But what would the question be? Surely not, do you accept the accusations brought before you? Of course not. Defendant! Court is about to begin. Proceed to the courtroom at once. It would seem our surreptitious discussions are to be cut short. So allow me to summarize. What the fuck is that word, dude? What the fuck is that? Kazuma Asogi must not be the defense lawyer in this trial. Of course, as the defendant, the final decision is yours. What are you waiting for? Do you want to be found guilty for failing to appear? Wait, what? Kazuma Asogi must not be the defense lawyer. Wait, so we're not gonna have him be our defense lawyer? Wait, what? Did I read that right? Surreptitious. Adjective, kept secret. Okay. Get moving. There's no point in anyone advocating for the likes of you anyway. This is it. If this trial goes badly, Kazuma's dreams of studying abroad are over. And what's more, I'll be found guilty of murder. And so, with absolute no idea of what lay ahead, I embarked on that unforgettable trial. My one and only chance of proving my innocence. The trial that would decide my destiny. (22nd November, 9 a.m. Supreme Court of Judicature, Courtroom 2. So this is a courtroom.
My shit got turned.
Hey man, he's reading me.
The Supreme Court of Judicature. No court in the land has more power. I don't much like the look of those people sitting in the public gallery. Lots of military and other uniform in there. The powers that be have demanded that this be a secret trial. A secret trial? A trial that's closed to ordinary members of the public. Only military and government officials may attend. Nani? But why? It'll become clear in time. But for now, you need to concentrate. Ryunosuke, it's about to begin. The court will now hear the trial of Ryunosuke Naruhodo. The prosecution is ready. Your Excellency, is this guy again. Oh, it's this guy. As is the defense. Before we begin, there is one point of order I would like to confirm. Yesterday evening, the defense made a last-minute request for a change of advocate. That's correct, Your Excellency. I made the request myself. Normal procedure is for the defendant's advocacy to be decided 2 days prior to the trial. As this is an unusual circumstance, I am obliged to ask for final confirmation now. Who advocates for the defendant in this trial? I do! This is it. This must be the question. Who's going to defend me? That's the question the professor meant. But then, if I say I do, I need to answer quickly. What should I do? I do! Your Excellency, no confirmation is needed. As I'm standing here beside the defendant, I hope it's clear who will advocate for his defense. What is the meaning of this unruly outburst? I would like to inform the court that I, Ryunosuke Naruhodo, will be defending myself. You'll be... Nani? Nani? What are you playing at, Ryunosuke? Professor Mikotoba told me everything just now before the trial. He did what? He said that your dreams of studying abroad would be dashed if you were to lose. How sad. It means you don't have faith in me. You think I won't be able to get you off. No, it's not that, really. It's just that, well, on the off chance that things don't go well for me, I couldn't bear it to be the reason that you... Yes, I knew that's how you feel, which is exactly why I decided not to tell you. Professor Mikotoba shouldn't have stuck his nose in. Very well. The court hereby recognizes the defendant's desire to advocate for himself in today's trial.
Wow. Does the accused admit defeat already? Renouncing his own counsel? Really?
Objection!
Make no mistake, counsel. This merely shows that the defendant's innocence is so apparent, he's confident he can speak for himself. Isn't that so, Naruhodo-san? Oh, yes, exactly. Exactly what I wasn't thinking. I'm not confident at all. In fact, my mind's a complete blank. I realize you're in charge now, but still, try not to look so bewildered.
Well, for a mere university student to be brought before the Supreme Court, you must have perpetrated a most heinous crime indeed.
As you are no doubt aware, this is the Supreme Court of Judicature of Japan. Accordingly, the very highest standard of conduct are expected of all present. Do I make myself clear, Defendant Naruhodo? Yes, Your Excellency. It is therefore my duty to assess your competence for the task you have undertaken. My competence? What does that mean? He's questioning your ability to do the job. Well, he can't be questioning it more than I am. So, let's start with the very simplest of questions. Oh, yes. Kindly state before the court the name of the victim in this case. Well, that's easy enough. I heard his name more times than I care to remember. But, wait. Ugh, I'm so nervous I can't even remember that. What was it again? Ryunosuke. Let me guess. Your mind's gone blank. You know me so well. All the relevant information for this case can be found in the court record. But I can't even find that. It's simple. You can access the court record with a press of E. Nani? E? I gotta use my E muscle. Use your E muscles. If you ever find you've forgotten something, just consult that. It's all in there. I just have to press my E muscles for the court record. Alright, there's no time to lose. This is the list of evidence you collected. Now try switching to people instead with your E muscle. You'll find details about the victim in here. When you're done, just press your Z muscle to go back. So remember, everything to do with the current case can be found in the court record. Now you better not keep His Excellency waiting any longer. Go on. Find the victim in the people section of the court record. Then press your R muscle to present. Try it now. The victim of this case, John H. Wilson.
Yes!
Yes! The victim name was Dr. John H. Wilson.
Well, at least you can remember the name of an esteemed member of your own university.
Dr. Wilson was a visiting professor from England, invited to Yume University 3 years ago. Indeed, which is the reason why this case has such profound implications. The British Empire is at present our country's most valuable foreign ally. And as most of you will be aware, we have just signed a new treaty together after lengthy negotiations. There can't be anyone who hasn't heard the Anglo-Japanese Treaty of Friendship and Navigation.
And yet, despite these delicate circumstances, the blood of an Englishman has been spilled on our soil. You two are both undergraduates at the Imperial Yume University, are you not? Murdering a professor from the very institution that provides your education. Have you no honor?
Ugh! But I didn't do it. This case is coming under great scrutiny from our allies on the other side of the world. The court therefore wishes for a speedy resolution to this matter. In other words, our feeble government is scared of upsetting England's policymakers. And you're a convenient, expendable scapegoat to blame for this crime. So that's why this trial has these unusual peculiarities, is it? Sorry, my bad. My bad, I killed someone. Exactly. Our government needs to convict someone as quickly as possible. All because the victim was an Englishman. Yes, Dr. Wilson was an Englishman. But nationalities and treaties won't make any difference for me here. The fact is, I was there at the scene of the crime. Oh dear, look at the time. I better be going. Alright, I'll see you later. I think I'll stay and enjoy this place a little longer. Good idea. After all, it's not every day you get to visit a high-class Western restaurant like this. See you in English class tomorrow then, partner. The British Empire. Wow, it's incredible to think. Wait. I've seen that man at university. I'm sure he's a visiting professor from Great Britain. I don't know his name, but still. I should go and say hello. That's where he fucked up. Let him go say hi. Right? It's why you don't go say hi. So I went over to the professor's table and introduced myself to Dr. Wilson. Think. Now then, let me pose my next question to you. Defendant Naruhodo. Yes, Your Excellency. How did this professor of medicine, Dr. John H. Wilson, lose his life? State before the court the cause of death. The cause of death? Well, obviously that was, Yunosuke. Remember that in court, every assertion must be backed up by evidence. By evidence? But how? Find a piece of evidence that shows the professor's cause of death and select present. Do it now. Post-mortem report. Death occurred a little after 2 p.m. and was caused by loss of blood from a gunshot to the chest. The bullet did not pass through the victim's body. Present.
Yes.
Yes. Well. Oh. Go back. Well. According to this document, the victim suffered a hemorrhagic death due to gunshot trauma. Learn to read, you imbecile. That's the post-mortem report, I take it. Oh.
Learn to read, you imbecile. That's the post-mortem report, I take it.
Sorry, yes. That's right. The post-mortem report. In the West, the doctor dissects corpse to identify the cause of death in an autopsy. But here in Japan, a police officer merely inspects the body and draws conclusion that way. Oh, I see. As long as I'm not going to be tested on any of this later.
This is a so-called photographic print of the scene of the crime. You can clearly discern scorch marks around the bullet hole produced by the powder explosion. In other words, we shall assume that the victim was shot at close range.
Thank you, counsel. The court will accept this modern scientific evidence into the record. The photographic print of the victim has been entered into the court record. So that's a photographic print. Well, that's something I've never seen before. It's clearly superior to a drawing. The detail's incredible.
Donk.
Very well. I am satisfied with your answers. Let us start the trial.
Certainly, Your Excellency. So, without further ado, in order to better apprise the court with the facts of the case, the prosecution hereby calls its first witness, who was there at the scene of the crime when it happened.
Ugh, this is it then. Huh. I think I may have worked out what the professor had in mind. The professor? You mean Dr. Mikotoba? Yes. Clearly you're the defense lawyer today, not me. But that doesn't mean... Well, I can still act as your assistant. Ah, of course. When he was speaking with me before, he simply said, Kazuma Asogi must not be the defense lawyer in this trial. He really has been sticking his oar in, hasn't he? Maybe, but any help you can give me would be greatly appreciated, Kazuma. Well, my first piece of advice is, rein in that crazy look of bewilderment and control the cold sweats. Only if you rein in that crazy headband and control the cold stares first. It must be pretty windy in there. Fucking his headband is like flowing.
Witness, state your name and occupation for the court, please.
Of course. My name is Satoru Hosonaga. I am the head waiter at the Western style restaurant called Le Carnival. Are you alright? You seem to be coughing up some, Is he coughing blood? Corona S, dude. It's a regular occurrence. It really doesn't bother me. Well, it really should.
As everyone knows, the capital's southeastern quarter was developed for foreign visitors some years ago. It's become a very fashionable district now, full of hotels to accommodate overseas guests. This grim crime occurred in one of the district's so-called restaurants, an Occidental eatery 3 days ago.
Understood. Hosonaga-san, you will kindly tell the court everything you can about the incident. At once, sir.
And no petty interjections from the aspiring lawyer boy, please.
Oh, perspiring maybe, but aspiring? It was just after 2 p.m. on the day in question. We have a few diners at the time of day. The lunchtime rush was over, and there was only 3 tables still occupied. That fits in with my memory of it too. There was hardly anyone else in the place. Hey, cough for me. I don't even have to cough. Nice. It was when I was in the kitchen, putting away crockery and cutlery. A gunshot ran out. So I hurried out to the dining area to see what happened. I found the victim, an English gentleman, slumped in his chair. And standing immediately beside him, gun in hand, was the accused university student. Yes. Hold on, let me just clarify something here. While I did pick up the gun that I found lying on the floor beside the professor, I didn't shoot him.
I believe I asked you to refrain from petty interjections. The court wishes to listen to the witness report of what he saw, you amateur.
But the next time you interrupt at an inappropriate time, will be penalized. Defendant Naruhodo. Don't worry, Yonosuke. You have your chance to fight back. For now, we must just quietly listen to the witness. Ugh. If I may confirm one point, waiter.
Standing beside the victim was a gun in his hand. Was the same man we see here in court today?
Yeah, the homie is coughing blood. Yes, without question. Homie is coughing blood.
I see.
And apart from the accused,
And apart from the accused, was there anyone else standing beside the victim?
no. There was no one else around that table but the deceased Englishman and the university student. Huh? Wait. What did he just say? There was no one else around at that table? What's the matter, Ryunosuke? That's just not right. When I went over to Dr. Wilson to say hello, there was a woman sitting opposite him at his table. Really? And that's not something the waiter could have missed. I've been warned about interjecting, but still, what should I do? Did I interject? I think I interject here, right? Or do we wait till cross-examination? I think we wait, right? I think we wait. I think the play is to wait. I desperately want to say something, but I was told not to interject. Yunosuke, if your parents tell you to study, you're the kind of man who would diligently get to work, aren't you? I suppose I am. I never have gone into Yume University otherwise. But you can't just always follow the rules in life, you know? If you don't say what you want to say right now, you'll seriously regret it when you're found guilty. Alright, you scared me. I won't forget that piece of advice in a hurry. And there is something I want to say. I'm just going to shut my eyes and say it. Yes! Yes! Just a moment, please. Dr. Wilson wasn't alone that day. I'm sure of it. There was a lady sitting with him at the same table.
Dear me, what are we going to do with you? With your blatant disregard for court proceedings, I'm beginning to wonder if you're not a fraud. Could it be that the accused, this mere student, is not a real lawyer after all?
But I'm sure of what I saw. Hosonaga-san, is there any chance you're mistaken? Perhaps your memory of events is hazy. No. The deceased gentleman came to dine alone. I don't believe it. I actually have a rough plan of the restaurant as it was that day. Please, have a look if you like to. Let me see. Ah, a sketch of the establishment's layout, drawn by yourself, I presume. That's right. I'm afraid I used the back of my business card. It was a turbulent situation. However, as you can see, the gentleman in question was seated alone. What the fuck can we tell off of that? What type of fucking evidence? Thank you, sir. The court will take this plan and add it to the court record as evidence. Oh, well, is there a problem? Hand the plan to the court officer at once. Of course. Here you are. What was that about? He's been completely calm and collected until now. Something certainly seems to have shaken him. Corona S! The waiter's business card has been entered into the court record.
So, the court has now heard a persist of the case.
Yes. At the moment the gunshot was heard in the restaurant. The only person in close proximity to the victim was the defendant on trial today. It would seem we are looking at a black and white case here. Defendant Naruhodo. Yes, Your Excellency. If you admit your guilt at this stage, the court is willing to look mercifully upon you.
In other words, you may have some small reprieve in terms of your inevitable punishment.
I called this
waiter as an unsworn witness in order to explain the details of the case to the court. But I must warn the defense, if you are determined to pursue matters in this trial, the prosecution has decisive evidence from sworn witnesses who were present at the scene of the crime.
What do you think I should do, Kazuma? What do you mean? Well, I'm going to be found guilty one way or another, it seems. Wouldn't it be sensible to plead guilty at this stage and hope for a more lenient sentence? Everyone keeps telling me that this trial is unusual, about these peculiarities. You said it, Professor Miko Toba said it, and so has the judge and the prosecution. I'm scared of what lies ahead if I push this. As I said from the outset, I believe you're innocent. I trust you. And yet, despite knowing that, you're willing now to throw that trust back in my face? Is that it? Nani? If the accused is in fact innocent, then the defense lawyer is duty-bound to prove that innocence by whatever means necessary. Are you just going to abandon that duty? Are you going to give up on yourself? The battle hasn't even begun yet, Ryunosuke. The defense pleads not guilty, Your Excellency. We invite the prosecution to stop making empty threats and bring out its witnesses. Then we'll see just how decisive this evidence really is. Indeed. Prosecutor Auchi, please continue with proceedings.
Well, you were warned. The young can be so reckless. You know, many call me a saint, but I can be a devil when I want to be.
Ugh.
In a few short moments from now, that dumbstruck young mouth of yours will be silenced forever. The prosecution calls his next witnesses.
Very well, officer. Bring forth the witnesses at once. Dude, watch it be the lady? Oh, what the fuck? Witnesses, kindly state your names. Or
Witnesses, kindly state your names and occupations for the court.
yes, sir. The Great Nippon Imperial Army Sergeant. Yes, and also reporting for duty, sir.
Oh, myself, I find employ as a purveyor of fine articles of antiquity from the efflorescence of our nation, Nippon, and conduct my trade from Rasute, a humble premises on the 2nd District. Curio Korekuta at your service.
An antique dealer and a soldier. What an unusual pairing.
Both of these gentlemen were present at the restaurant on the day in question.
They must be the diners at the other table that the waiter mentioned.
Myself, I habitually take tea of the most exquisite aroma at the establishment in question, always post-noon, and not infrequently converse with interested parties regarding the curios with which I make my business.
I can't understand a word that old man is saying. He's an antique dealer, and it sounds like he's a regular at La Carnival. He seeks out potential customers who may have an interest in antiques and tries to sell his wares to them. He obviously targets La Carnival because it's a high-class restaurant with rich clientele. Right, I see. Although, to be honest, that sergeant looks more like he'd be a seller rather than a buyer. Now,
Now you both witnessed the precise moment of this most atrocious incident. Is that correct?
oh, you want me to hydrate? Alright, hold on. Need to get more water then.
Alright, we're back.
Alright, we got the water. Affirmative. The enemy unit was seen attacking the foreigner in what can only be described as an act of war, sir. It was that black uniformed rogue infantryman over there who unloaded his firearm, sir. This man's as impossible to understand as the other. But I'm almost sure I heard a strange noise during that last thing he said. Wait, I heard that too, right? You heard like, oh, wah. That shit was kind of weird. I thought I was just tripping. So this is the decisive evidence that the prosecution was threatening. The soldier is claiming that he actually saw the precise moment you shot the victim dead. Yes. Well, are you starting to feel uncomfortable? If I'm honest, I was feeling uncomfortable from the start. Now, the court will hear your formal testimony, please. You will state everything you saw at the precise moment that the incident occurred.
Sir, yes, sir!
Standing by. The fuck was that? Standing by, ready to report, sir.
Oh, unsavory memories of a most acerbic afternoon.
Witness testimony. what the witnesses saw. I was ingesting a regulation beef steak at the restaurant while having a tactical discussion with the old man.
Myself, I was extolling the virtues of a particularly fine golden curio to the military gentleman.
At that precise moment, a firearm was discharged. I observed the enemy's actions with my own eyes. The black uniformed varsity cadet fired on the English civilian, and from the back, the cowardly little weasel. Wait, from the back? Wait a minute.
I was on my hands and knees, investigating the whereabouts of my mysteriously absconded precious curio.
Wait, it can't be from the... Wait a minute. I already know. I caught them. I caught their ass. Well, so you, Sergeant Nosa, actually witnessed a vital moment. You saw the split second when the defendant fired a weapon at the victim? Yes, sir! Affirmative, sir! That wicked university cadet, sir! That cruel and unforgivable enemy! What the fuck?
What time we live in, when an English gentleman may be assailed in the broad light of day.
But it's ridiculous. I didn't shoot anyone. Is that really true, Ryunosuke? Yes, all I did was pick up the gun that I saw lying on the floor. After I said hello to Dr. Wilson, I went back to my table and sat drinking some coffee. Then when I finished, I got up from my seat to leave the restaurant when I noticed an English-made gun next to the chair where the professor was sitting. I thought perhaps the professor had dropped it. So I bent down, and just as I was picking it up, boom! Ah! Well, if that's the case, there was obviously a criminal on the scene somewhere. And somewhere in these two witnesses' testimonies, there's a clue to who that criminal was. There is? Ryunosuke, you must exercise your right to cross-examine the witnesses. Cross-examine? Do it now!
As we have heard, Your Excellency, there is no room for doubt in the testimony of these witnesses. The defendant is clearly guilty. It is time to bring this despicable student to justice.
Certainly, the testimony the court has just heard eliminates any vestige of doubt. Therefore, it is my grave duty to declare the verdict of this. Yes! 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 What in the name of the Emperor is this meaning of this outburst? I am, I mean the defense, demands his right to a cross-examination. Oh, Nani?
Dear me, dear me. Let me guess. The Hachimaki headband boy next door told me to do it. How pathetic.
Huh? How did he know?
The prosecution objects. This is a clear waste of time. The defendant obviously has no experience. How can he possibly carry out a cross-examination?
The defense is asserting its right to a cross-examination. Whether or not you think he's capable of it, is irrelevant. Kazuma is so commanding. Donk. Very well. Let the defense conduct a cross-examination of the witness. Alright, this is where the battle really begins. Ryunosuke. But I don't even know what to do. What I have to do in a cross-examination. Isn't it obvious? You have to expose the lies in the witness's statements. How? You didn't fire the gun, which means what the soldier has said has to be a lie. Well, yes, but it's just a case of proving it. And the key of doing that is evidence. Right, evidence. All you need to do is present some decisive and indisputable evidence that proves the witness is lying. Now let's go, Ryunosuke. Don't let them beat you. Oh my god. Why the fuck did he slap the shit table like that? Oh my god. What the witnesses saw. I was ingesting a regulation beefsteak at the restaurant while having a tactical discussion with the old man. Oh,
Myself, I was extolling the virtues of a particularly fine golden curio to the military gentleman.
at that precise moment, a firearm was discharged. I observed the enemy's action with my own eyes. The black uniformed varsity cadet fired on the English civilian, and from the back, the cowardly little weasel.
I was on my hands and knees, investigating the whereabouts of my mysteriously absconded precious curio.
Ugh, I have no idea what I'm supposed to do here. Listen, Ryunosuke. We know there are lies lurking in these statements. It is time to expose them. I understand that. The question is, how? Like I said before, the key to this is using evidence that you collected. You can examine and present evidence while a witness is giving a testimony or pressing your E-muscles. Go through each witness statement and the details about each piece of evidence and compare all the facts. Somewhere in there, you'll find something that doesn't add up. In other words, an inconsistency. An inconsistency? When you find a statement and a piece of evidence that seem to contradict each other, present your evidence with your arm muscles and rip the witness apart. Just be careful, because if you assert a contradiction that has no basis, you'll be given a penalty. If you're dealt too many penalties, the defense's case will fall apart, and you'll receive a guilty verdict. So that's it. Peruse the evidence in the courtroom, in the court record, and find an inconsistency with a witness statement. Alright, I'll give it a try. You can hear the witness's statements over and over again as many times as you like. So keep your head up and be measured in your attack. Good luck, partner. Bro, I got his ass, bro. I got his ass. From the back. Present. Here's shot from the chest. You fucking fool!
Yes!
Yes! What? What are you playing at, cadet? What is the meaning of this subordination? Thrusting some photographic print in my mustache? Inconsistency, sir. I mean, yes. Oh my god, he did it again. There's a clear inconsistency here.
What nonsense! What can this print possibly tell us that we don't already know?
Well, obviously, that, I know what I want to say, but the words won't just come out of my mouth.
I think this proves beyond any doubt, Your Excellency, that there's no place for an amateur student here in this grand courtroom.
Ugh! This is so frustrating. Oh, please. Surely this doesn't require an explanation. It couldn't be more plain. To spell it out would be an insult to the court. Kazuma? Nani?
What are you talking about?
It's apparent from a single glance at the photographic print presented by the defense that there's a clear discrepancy here with the sergeant's statement.
Nani?
Sergeant Iesanosa. Yes, sir. What, sir? The statement you just made was this. The black uniformed varsity cadet fired on the English civilian, and from the back, the cowardly little weasel. Yes, sir. Affirmative, sir. I witnessed the crime with my own military-grade eyes, sir.
Yes!
Yes! But no! That just can't be. Yes, but no. And why not, cadet? Because. Take a close look at the print. The victim, Dr. Wilson, died from a bullet wound to the chest. Sergeant, according to your witness statement, The culprit shot the victim from behind. And that is the obvious discrepancy here. Well, how do you explain it? The fuck was that baby on his back? That's just kind of scary. What was that? Something just popped up from behind his back. But he pushed it down. Certainly, there is a clear discrepancy with the facts here. Would you not agree, Sergeant Nosa? Yes, sir. At this juncture, that would appear to be indisputable. Until the moment I heard the firearm discharge, my eyes were firmly fixed on the delicious La Carnival steak, sir.
Nani?
The last testimony the court heard has proven one thing beyond all reasonable doubt. The witness, Sergeant Iesanosa, did not see the defendant firing a gun at all.
Ugh, that's absurd.
I think the conclusion we must draw is simple. There is no place for an amateur prosecutor here in this grand courtroom.
Ooh! Yeah!
Well, an achievement. Inconsistent seer. There's been a complete turnabout in the mood of this trial, just from that one discrepancy. So this is what being an ace attorney is all about. But I definitely saw him. That university cadet there, he was pointing the firearm directly at the victim's back. Yes, but I never fired the gun. All I did was pick it up off the floor. And you, old man, you didn't see the moment the victim was shot either?
Myself, I have already been quite clear. The gunshot interested me not. I was far too busy on the floor.
What the fuck? Why is he even on here? You're busy on the floor? Sorry, what were you doing?
Hunting for treasure.
Treasure?
Indeed, the Hoi era Koban, my prized coin. On each occasion when I visit that restaurant, it is my habit to place in my bosom pocket a particular trinket of interest from my shop, Rasute.
In the hope of meeting a rich diner who might like to buy it from you?
On the day under scrutiny, it was to the military man that I proffered my Hoi treasure. Believed that he would purchase such a rare find, I did not, but I was presented with little alternative. And then, after averting my eyes for the briefest of moments, I was there no more. It simply vanished.
The Koban vanished?
Hunting around.
Oh, that's too late now.
The hunting around under the table, I was in case mayhap it had fallen there. And then it happened. Bang.
You heard the gunshot, you mean?
Indeed I did, but he did not, for I was concerned only with finding my absconded Hoi treasure. Nothing could distract me.
Why is he here? Out of interest, did you find the coin in the end?
No.
Huh, I see.
That lamentable day, the precious Hoi Koban was lost to me. No doubt some unscrupulous scoundrel pocketed the prize coin for himself.
Why did he look at the guy? Did the guy take it? As I am sure everyone present is aware, this case demands a swift and decisive resolution. Our government has promised to send a full report to Great Britain by telegraph this very afternoon. Nevertheless, the witness testimony the court has just heard was inconclusive. No matter how subservient our government feels it must be to the British, it would be unforgivable to deliver a verdict on this trial right now. Huh. What is your position, Prosecutor Aochi?
Shush. Worry not, Your Excellency. The defendant may have fled a tiger at the front gate, but he will find a wolf at the back. My witnesses have further testimony to make.
Explain. Upon hearing
Their next statements, it will become abundantly clear that there is only one person who could have possibly have committed this despicable crime. The equally despicable defendant, Ryunosuke Naruhodo.
Nani?
He really seems to have a despicable opinion of you, doesn't he? Very well. The court invites the witnesses to testify again. You will thoroughly explain the reasoning behind the prosecution's allegation. Is that clear? As clear as... Oh,
As clear as Kiriko glass, Your Excellency.
yes, sir. At once, sir. Awaiting the signal to testify, sir. Excuse me, but there's something or someone peeking out over your shoulder, I think. Affirmative. The newest member of the Nosa family to rise up through the ranks, sir. Name, Aido. It was seen those straps are a sign of the sergeant being too strapped to afford a nanny. Aido, Teen Shun. Your father is about to quell the enemy. Watch and learn, my boy. What the fuck is this animation, dude? It's just kind of funny. The true culprit. Even if what I saw wasn't the precise moment the firearm was discharged, it's almost the same thing.
Yes, pointing his gun at the foreign man he was, that young lad in the back, black. That much I myself did see.
Furthermore, a visual search of the premises at the time confirmed that there were only that we were the only personnel present.
Indeed, alone he was, the Englishman, dining all by himself.
Therefore, no one other than the black uniformed cadet could have dispatched the Englishman. Over and out. Well, that was pretty interesting.
Yes.
I didn't even get to fucking read it. Wait, that's nonsense. The victim, Dr. Wilson, wasn't alone at all. Please, enough of these outbursts already. But there was a young woman at his table. You must have seen her. Everyone there must have seen her.
If you call yourself a lawyer, then you will respect the rules of the court and speak accordingly. We are not here to listen to your fantasies.
Ugh.
It is evident beyond all reasonable doubt that the victim was alone at the time of the incident. The prosecution has the photographic evidence of this fact.
Is this a photographic print of the scene of the crime council? Indeed. Oh,
Indeed, of the table at which the victim was dining, taken by investigators immediately after the incident. As can plainly be seen, there is only one place set.
certainly, based on the appearance of this print, it would be reasonable to conclude that the victim was not in the company of anyone else. Oh, this doesn't make any sense. The court will add this new photographic evidence to the court. Oh shit. I don't understand. What's going on here? It's just not possible that nobody else saw that woman. The waiter before said the same thing. He maintains that Dr. Wilson came to the restaurant alone as well. But that's not true. I saw her. I swear that I saw a woman with them. It was seen that we'll be able to telegraph the report to Great Britain on time after all. The witness's testimony we have just heard. No further room for doubt. These are very political times, as we all know. Oh.
These are very sensitive political times, and we all know the ink is still fresh on the treaty with Great Britain. To think that I, Takisuchi Aoji, will have contributed to the amity of these two great empires is an honor.
I cut myself? How can this be happening? The judge is ready to rule. Stand tall, Ryunosuke. It's not over yet. What? If what you say is true, then there's something going on here behind the scenes. And now is your chance to expose it, to draw out the truth in your cross-examination. I don't know, Kazuma. The defense is entitled to cross-examine the witness, but make it quick, understood?
Rules can be so unbending at times.
Dude, fucking Kazuma, bro. Kazuma is the homie. The true culprit. I think this is where we press him. Even if what I saw wasn't the precise moment the firearm, or even if what I saw wasn't the precise moment the firearm was discharged, it's almost the same thing.
Yes! Pointing his gun at the foreign man he was. That young lad in black, that much I myself did see.
Furthermore, a visual search of the premises at the time confirmed that we were the only personnel present.
Yes!
Press him. You must have noticed someone else at Dr. Wilson's table. There was a lady there.
As you have been at pains to point out time and again, I feel I'm growing a callus in my ear. And yet, no one else appears to have caught even a glimpse of this woman.
Ugh. If only there'd been more people dining there at the time, then someone else would have noticed her. Unfortunately, it was already past 2 p.m. when it happened. The quiet time between lunch and dinner in any restaurant. I know, of course, the place was almost empty. It's what you expect. Certainly, 2 p.m. is neither here nor there in terms of a time to eat. I wonder if there was a reason why the victim was eating at that time of day. And why he was alone. Yo, what's up, Uvu? Welcome to the stream. We're in our first court case right now.
Yes, Your Excellency, there was indeed a reason.
There was?
This was found in the victim's jacket pocket.
What is that, Counsel?
It is a medical report card, Your Excellency. It was seen that the victim had an appointment at a clinic prior to visiting the restaurant.
Huh. Had a clinic? Yes. There would indeed appear to be an entry for the date in question. 19th November, noon to past 1 p.m. Huh. The very day of this incident. So the victim
went for a late lunch following his appointment. The explanation couldn't be more simple. The prosecution felt no need to submit this evidence before, as it really has no bearing on the case.
I wonder. What do you think, Ryunosuke? Huh. Well, it is hard to see how it could be related, really. Remember, you can request for it to be entered into the court record as evidence if you think it could be useful. Should I ask for Dr. Wilson's medical report card to be submitted as evidence? Duh!
Yes!
Yes! Yes! If I may, I'd like to ask for that medical report card to be submitted as evidence, Your Excellency.
On what grounds?
The
The court has already heard conclusive witness testimony. Additional evidence will be extraneous. Not to mention that the victim's movements prior to his arrival at the restaurant are of no concern.
Whether or not they are of concern is up to us to decide. We have a right to explore all possible avenues.
I beg your pardon?
You have no authority to refuse a perfectly valid request for the submission of evidence. Very well. The court will grant the defense request.
Youngsters these days are forever asserting their rights. It is a most disturbing trend.
The fucking hand raising, dude. Oh my god. Officer, kindly add the victim's medical report card to the court record. The victim's medical report card has been entered into the court record. What we need right now is new clues. We have to explore things from every possible angle, even if they don't seem relevant at first. Right, I hear you.
You can conspire to prolong this trial as much as you like, but it's the day after the festival already for you. Or perhaps you've forgotten that these witnesses' testimonies leave no room for doubt. Feel free to reiterate for the accused, Korikuta-san.
Indeed, alone he was, the Englishman dining all by himself.
Therefore, no one other than the black uniform cadet could have been dispatched by the Englishman. Over and out. Excellent work, Ryunosuke. We gleaned some new information now. Well, yes, but I don't feel like it changes much. I can't see that it brings any real discrepancies to light. I wouldn't be so sure. Let me see that medical report card you got before. Oh, you mean this? Yes, this is a brand new piece of evidence. So perhaps we should examine it in a little more detail. How exactly? You'll notice that some pieces of evidence bear a magnifying glass. These are the ones you may examine. Press your spacebar muscles, and you can take a closer look at the piece in question. Use your up arrow key muscle. Use your arrow key muscles. Oh shit. To rotate the evidence in all directions and examine it from all angles. By using your WASD muscles. You can move the crosshairs around to hunt for clues that may have been missed before. If the crosshairs start to pulsate, press your spacebar muscle to investigate further. So, partner, I think you should take a closer look at this medical report card. See if there is something new to be learned by examining it in more detail. Alright, I'll see what I can do. I need to use my arrow keys, my WASD, and spacebar muscles to inspect any area of evidence that looks suspicious. It says Hana Clinic on this medical report card. I hate clinics almost as much as I hate hospitals and surgeries. Aren't they all the same? When I was 5, I caught the only cold I ever had in my life. And I remembered, even though I felt awful already, I had to have this hideous injection in my right arm. Brr. I'll never forget it. Never in my whole life. Most people will give their right arm to have had only one cold in their whole life. Anyway, I don't think this is a clinic where they treat people for illnesses like that. Let's keep looking for clues. We don't want to miss anything. Nani? Wait, why is the date missing? Looks like this medical report card was first issued quite some time ago. Probably a record of long-term treatment, that's why. With a family doctor, I imagine. Well, I can't imagine going to a doctor, I mean. As long as I'm alive, I'm never consulting one. Well, if you were dead, there'd be no point. So you don't like the doctors then. Why would you? They make you drink horrible tasting medicine. They give you painful injections. And then they demand lots of money for you. For the privilege. All when you're at your lowest ebb. You sound like a model patient. With a bad case of stubbornness, no less. For which the only cure is very bitter medicine indeed. Oh shit. What the fuck? Why is it so blurry? Let's have a look. This is some kind of medical history. Ah, and there's an entry for the date the professor was killed. Extraction of molar with topical anesthesia. Oh! He can't eat? He just had his teeth taken out so he can't eat. It would seem so, just before the incident. He had a bad tooth removed. Perhaps they used laughing gas. That's the most modern practice in the West for pain relief. Yes, I heard of this anesthesia. Although it's hard to believe that there's anything that can actually stop you from feeling pain. Ah, there's a cautionary note from the medical practitioner as well. Strictly no food or drink besides water for 3 hours, post-procedure, until anesthetic effects have passed. Really? Sounds like information worth bearing in mind. Oh shit, we got it. We got it. With this new information, the meaning of that one particular statement totally changes. So I think it's time we listen to the testimony once again, don't you? Definitely. This one, right? Do we press? What happened if we press? So you actually saw that with your own eyes, did you? The victim, Dr. Wilson, dining alone?
That I did! Forgive me the position I place you in.
So the testimony of the old man, the soldier, and the waiter all agree on that point. Isn't that interesting? And let us not forget the incontestable evidence we have to support their statements as well. As can clearly be seen, there's only a single beef steak on the victim's table, a meal for one.
Wait, we could show the thingy there. Wait, let's show the thingy there. But if so, then why? If I'm perfectly honest, I have absolutely no idea. Wait, we can show evidence right there. Well done, Ryunosuke. We have even more to go on now. I still don't feel like the situation has really changed though. No discrepancies have come to light, and that's what we need. Oh, I think the situation has changed a great deal. We've come a long way. How so? Because we have just what we need. It's simply a case of using it to our advantage now. Then do you mean there is a discrepancy somewhere? Fuck! Fuck! The crucial point is, the victim has been prohibited from consuming anything but water when he was shot. The fact has not yet been brought to the court's attention. He's right. Thinking about Dr. Wilson's circumstance at the time of the incidents puts that particular statement in a totally different light. Always keep your eyes on the progress of the battle. That's the only sure way to win.
Yes!
Wait. I can't fucking present here? Oh, do I have to present during when he said it? Okay. I think I know. I got it now. Stop! I get it. I get it. Let me talk to him. Only you could go back. Yeah, you can't go back, so it sucks.
Yes!
Yes! Yes!
Well, I think
About what are you wittering, lad? Call yourself a lawyer?
I wish I could, but first and foremost here, I'm the accused. Ryunosuke. Everyone stumbles on their words occasionally. Under the circumstances, I wouldn't worry about it. Thanks, Kazuma. Kazuma Aniki! I can see it quite clearly in that cross-examination you just carried out. When you raise your hand straight up like that, it's so purposefully. You knew exactly what it was you wanted to say. Don't feel like you have to choose your words carefully. Just say what you're thinking. Alright, and thanks for the advice. Is he gonna slap the table? I swear to God. Kurikuta-san, this is a medical report card belonging to the victim.
I see and I don't see. What of it, boy?
Comparing what is written on this report card with your witness statement. Oh my goodness. Something clearly doesn't add up.
Dear me. Have you forgotten my word so soon, you amateur?
Sorry, what?
You are not to interrupt court proceedings with your amateurish drivel.
But
Let's see if I can explain in words you might understand. It was after 2 p.m. in the afternoon when the victim was murdered at the restaurant. Whatever he may or may not have done before that time is completely irrelevant.
But that's Remember, Yunosuke, you don't have to use clever language or fancy words. Just make your point.
Your Excellency, I believe we're finished here. There's surely no need to prolong this trial further.
Huh? Or
The witnesses' testimonies the court has heard have been clear and concise. This medical report can have no bearing on the matter at all, for the simple reason that there is no one else besides this pale-faced pupil.
Shit, you read too fast. This medical report card has nothing to do with the case? Do you really believe that?
Wah! That outburst half petrified me, boy. Of course I believe it. How could it possibly be relevant?
Perhaps because Hada Clinic, which issued the report card, is a dental clinic.
A dental clinic? Is that supposed to mean something to me?
Perhaps if I told you that the victim had just had a tooth extracted.
What's this now?
And furthermore, if I told you that as a result the victim had been forbidden from eating. Just what are you trying to say, cadet? He had orders not to eat, so what? It's all written up in here. No food or drink other than water for 3 hours post-procedure while anesthesia wears off.
What? No, that can't.
Kurekuta-san,
What, boy, what?
as you just heard, when he was killed sometime shortly after 2 p.m., the victim couldn't have been eating anything at all.
No.
Additionally, there's more? You have assured the court with unwavering self-confidence that the victim was dining alone. He did it right this time. Let's go, my boy. He did it right. But that can't possibly be the case. Because the victim, as we now know, had just one of his teeth extracted and was still experiencing the effects of the anesthetic. Anesthetic. Why did I say anesthetic? Expertly done, partner.
What? What is this nonsense, you little upstart? These are baseless accusations. Just look at this photographic evidence. You can clearly see the plate of food at the victim's table.
Use your head. That's the very discrepancy we're talking about. Or can't you follow the logic?
How? How dare you?
I think it's fair to say that the tables in this restaurant case have turned. Wouldn't you agree? Ryunosuke? Huh? Yes, most definitely. So having just undergone some dental surgery, the victim was unable to eat? Which leaves one very crucial conundrum. Who in fact was eating the pictured beef steak? The court will hear the opinion of the defense on this new puzzle. I assume you're ready, counsel. Counsel? Oh, that means me, doesn't it? Alright, the answer to this question is going to be pivotal. This is the start of you turning this trial around. Show them what you're made of. Got it. So, the person eating the steak at the victim's table must have been as an yet unknown third party. Obviously, it can only have been someone else who was sitting at the professor's table. You will not
let this go, will you? There was no such person.
I fucking idiot. Who else? Who was eating it that then? Obviously not the fucking professor. When the incident occurred, we knew that the victim couldn't have been eating anything. Yet we have evidence of a half-eaten steak on his table. Therefore, the only logical conclusion is that there was somebody else there eating it.
Ugh.
We have strong evidence to support our assertion. It's clear that these witnesses' testimonies are unreliable. If the court decides to push through a ruling at this stage, We will lodge a formal complaint with the Ministry of Justice and pursue a fair retrial, relentlessly. Kazuma!
Are you insane? You would take on the government?
Don't worry, Council. I have no issue with you. Dude, he's doing the Edgeworth shit. Tisk, bro. He's doing the Edgeworth shit, dude. What do you mean? I have issue with them. Those two witnesses in the stand. What? What are you talking about? We have demonstrated with evidence that the victim was not alone. So if it now turns out that two of you deliberately lied when giving your testimonies, obviously you'll be charged with perjury. Perjury? And since this is a murder trial, you will also be deemed complicit in the killing.
Complicit in murder? No.
No, negative. There was no mention of this at the tactical meeting. I was just following orders.
That's right, as the man says. Just say you never saw the gentlewoman. That's what they told us. Oh.
What? What did you just say, Korikuto-san?
Oh, no.
You were just following orders?
Now hold on, lad. I was
Say you never saw the gentlewoman?
Ugh.
When you say gentlewoman, do you mean you saw the victim with a lady from overseas? Nani? Oh shit, dog. What? What is the meaning of all this? Oh,
What is the meaning of all this? These witnesses give false statements. Is this true, you pair?
look at this stupid old man. Just one simple slip of the tongue. Order! Council, explain what's going on here. Bang! It's painfully clear now. You tried to prevent these witnesses from telling the truth.
Absolutely not. The prosecution knows nothing of this.
Oh my god. Then who's behind this? Who tried to make you keep your mouth shut?
That's
That's classified. So you're prepared to be tried as a conspirator to this murder, are you? You wouldn't. This can't be happening. Ryunosuke, judging from the way they're reacting to this, I say they were sworn to silence by someone with considerable influence. However, if I don't believe Aochi had any idea about it. What are you saying? I mean, to wield that kind of influence, there are only a handful of possibilities. It could only have been the government, the military, or the police, I suppose. Well, any ideas about who might be behind this? If we can affirm who tried to silence these witnesses, then we can continue our pursuit. So we need to name whoever it was that tried to make the witnesses keep their mouths shut. The government, bruh. Duh. Everybody's afraid of the fucking government. Nobody wants to fuck with that. Of course, we'll need evidence before we make any firmer accusations. Evidence that proves whoever it was really did wield his or her power here. But how? How can we possibly? Remember how we made progress before? We examined this piece of evidence in more detail and found a new clue as a result. Oh yes, that's right. Well, that's not the only piece of evidence we have, is it? We need to re-examine everything and make sure there's nothing we missed. There's no time to lose. I want answers. If it's proven that these witnesses have been manipulated, I assure you the penalty will be severe.
Please, wait! Your Excellency! I had no idea about any of this! I swear to every Shinto god! I knew nothing!
And what does the defense have to say about all this? Well, Your Excellency.
no time to think. I'm just going to have to close my eyes and shout out the first name that comes in my head.
Besides the prosecution, the only person with the necessary influence to manipulate the witness is... Wait. Surely it can't be the waiter. No way. No way. Surely it can't. Well, it's obviously not, it's really the waiter. Cause why the fuck would it's not this guy? This guy's dead. It's the waiter. Holy shit.
Yes!
Oh my god. Well, surely that would be Satoru Hosonaga-san. Hosonaga-san? The waiter who took the stand earlier?
Poppycock! What possible reason would the waiter have to make these witnesses give false testimony? Not to mention the fact that even a head waiter could not possibly have that level of influence.
For once, I would agree with you. If that is, the man truly were a waiter. What? If he truly...
What? If he truly were?
Bang! Come on, Ryunosuke. Time to hit this court with the truth. The truth about Satoru Hosonaga-san's real identity, as proven by this evidence. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Well, that's unexpected. What is? Look, do you see it? It says the witness's name here. Satoru Hosonaga. Well, yes, business cards do tend to show the person's name. That's sort of the point. It's not the name that's unexpected. It's his job title. His job? Oh! Chief Inspector Satoru Hosonaga, Primary Criminal Investigation Division, Imperial Police Bureau. Inspector? What on earth? I have no idea. But let's face it, the police have a lot of power and influence, and they're wielding it somehow here. The waiter's business card information has been updated to the court record. Gotcha. Gotcha.
Yes!
Yes! Raise his hand. The plan of the restaurant sketched by the man in question. I agree, it shows a great deal of attention and detail, but I'm not sure we can conclude anything. Sorry, Your Excellency, that's the back of the card. It's the back of the card. That's of interest. It's the back of the back. Oh my god. Or perhaps I should have said the front. Yes, it is the front of the back of the card. That's where the telling detail is. Oh, would somebody please explain what this oversighted student is trying to say? Hosonaga-san sketched the plan of the restaurant on the reverse side of his business card. The front of that business card reveals the man in question's profession, his true profession. The waiter's profession? But that's surely... Good gracious! That's right, Your Excellency. The card reads, Chief Inspector, Primary Criminal Investigation Division, Imperial Police Bureau.
Nani? Then the waiter is a police detective? I haven't heard any mention of this before. Why haven't I heard any mention of this before?
The Imperial Police Bureau has immense power, absolute power, as far as regular civilians are concerned. So witnesses there in the stand. Was it in fact a waiter who gave you your orders? Was it he who told you not to mention that you've seen this foreign gentlewoman at the scene? Well... Nani? Oh shit. Inspector Hosonaga? I was worried something like this may happen. The moment you asked me to submit my sketch as evidence, I realized it was a possibility. The court will take this plan and add it to the court record as evidence. Oh, well... Is there a problem? Hand the plan to the court officer at once. Of course. Here you are. Yes, I remember now. He did act strangely when the judge asked him to hand over his business card. I strive to carry out all investigations flawlessly. It is my guiding principle. But I let myself be distracted when I made that sketch. It was an unusually careless mistake.
So you mean to say you really are a detective?
But why would a detective be working as a restaurant waiter? Ah, of course. Your salary must be terrible. I was working undercover. Undercover? Yes, there have been a series of incidents at the restaurants recently. In order to investigate, I decided to get a job there as a waiter working undercover. Incidents at the restaurant? What kind of incidents? That would be classified police information, which I am not at liberty to divulge. However, I can state categorically that they are unrelated to this case of homicide. Huh. Very well then, Inspector Hosonaga, but you will elaborate on one point for the court. Of course, Your Excellency. We have just heard new information from the two witnesses beside you. That at the time of this shooting, there was in fact another person present at the victim's table. If that is indeed true, clearly you would have also been aware of this person's presence having served at the table in question. However, your testimony did not allude to this other diner. Therefore, I am led to assume that in your professional capacity as a police officer, you require these witnesses to be in agreement. Would that be correct? Correct, Your Excellency. Unbelievable. Huh. And as I suspected. Bang! Bang! As soon as I heard the gunshot, I ran out of the kitchen to see what had happened. The victim sat slumped in his chair, and beside him, gun in hand, stood the accused student. Sitting opposite the victim at the same table was a young lady, whom I guessed to be an English woman. So the truth comes out. I immediately sealed off the restaurant and reported the incident to the bureau. It was then that I received some special orders. Special orders? You mean to say, remove the English woman from the scene at once? It was made clear that the English woman's presence at the restaurant was to be concealed. Those were my orders. But what if this English woman was the killer? I think it would be in everyone's best interest not to pursue that idea. Honey? The Empire views the friendly terms of its relationship with Britain more highly than anything at the moment. An Englishman has been murdered. An Englishman has been murdered on our soil. To name an English woman as the primary suspect. Well, without irrefutable evidence, that would be completely out of the question. So that's the reason for the disappearance of the phantom woman in this case. But it's not right. One possibility does spring to mind. What do you mean, Kazuma? Yume University is currently hosting a number of exchange students from Great Britain, and I'm fairly certain that one of them studying in the medical faculty's research laboratory is a young English woman. Nani? You're a shrewd man. I can see why you're the chosen candidate for the overseas study tour. You mean, when I removed the woman from the scene of the crime, I thought it prudent to check her identity first. Then the court demands that you name the lady in question at once, Inspector. The English woman sitting at the university professor's table was a certain Miss Giselle Brett. She is indeed a foreign student studying in the research laboratory of Yume University's medical faculty. What?
What is happening here?
I admit that under orders from the police bureau, I erased all evidence of this lady's presence at the scene, in order that these witnesses to make no mention of her in their testimonies. It must now be up to Your Excellency to decide how to deal with this situation. So can't they all just be fucking... All three of them and the fucking police should just be... Wait. They should just be... Oh my goodness. And the borough is fucked. Everything's corrupt. Oh my goodness. Why is there even a court? What is the point of a court? Thus far, the case... Oh, it went too fast. Namely, the victim was dining alone. However, as we have now discovered that this premise is false, it would be a desecration of our justice system to ignore the truth and give a ruling at this point. But,
Your Excellency! That would mean missing the noon deadline of a ruling in order to send a telegraphic report to Great Britain. Our own government will surely be very displeased by such actions.
calm yourself, Council. I will not allow the government of our country or any other to influence the proceedings of my courtroom.
Ugh!
Inspector Hosonaga. Yes, sir. You will locate this Giselle Brett and escort her to the courtroom with the utmost urgency. At once, Your Excellency. But that means you'll be going...
But that means you'll be going against the special orders you were given from the police bureau.
As I said before, it is my guiding principle to carry out all investigations flawlessly. So it won't be a problem. Jesus Christ. Ooh! Nothing will get in my way. He's gonna die. He's gonna fucking die. The way he's coughing this much, he's about to pass out before he could even bring the girl over. Court will adjourn briefly. The prosecution must call the English student, Giselle Brett, to the witness stand. Do I make myself clear? Yes.
Yes! Your Excellency!
Good. Then we will have a 30-minute recess before reconvening. Dude, it's just like the first case. The main character being accused, and then there's a fucking girl killer. It's just like the first case. Save my progress? Yes. Huh? Oh. Hey, don't forget to subscribe and like and comment on the video. Thanks. And hit the bell icon too. Yeah.